Welcome. Haven't made an update in a while, with the reef, SPS is crashing and all that good stuff. So I figured I have some downtime. I might as well make an update on both tanks, possibly. So we're looking at the Red Sea Max 250. It's a 65-gallon plug-and-play system. Ever since I lost every SPS in the tank and some LPS, the tank, it's been recuperating a little bit, not much. I am actually having a problem with cyanobacteria and some diatoms here and there. And you can see some back there. See, there's an LPS right there dying. It was the bicolored brain. The back half right here is actually coming back. This part here, doomed. But you can see the bubble algae just taking it over. Cyano right there on the sand bed. More cyano at the base of the toadstool. More lingering back there. But, I tried the Chemi Clean because I used to use the red slime remover about 3 years ago, which worked well. Figured I'd try the Chemi Clean. And the product works well. It will take care of it. But as soon as you wet skim it from the system, bleed it out, it comes right back. And I've taken a lot of steps to get rid of this red slime algae. I changed all my filters on my RO DI unit. I changed my Chemi Clean, or my Chemi Pure Elite bags. And I've always run the Elite that's got the GFO in it. But I tell you what, with the 34-gallon, the Red Sea Max 130 behind me, I'll show you next. I've been changing the Chemi Pure every 2 months instead of every 4 to 6 months like it says on the bottle. And it seems to be helping a lot better. So my opinion with the Chemi Pure Elite, 2 months and it's exhausted. That stuff cannot go for any more than 2 months. You're just hurting your system if you're letting it go more. And that's just my opinion. I also went ahead and purchased a reactor, which is sitting right here. And I am running GFO in that as well. Hoping to just get rid of the phosphate problem. I picked up a phosphate test kit about a month ago for the first time ever, and it barely reads any phosphates. Could be a number of reasons. Could be the algae in the tank already consuming the phosphates, so I don't see it. I've heard rumors that most test kits won't pick up phosphates. There's 2 different types of phosphates, or a million different types, I don't know, inorganic and organic, and one will pick up one and not the other. No clue, but I picked up a test kit anyways just to see, if it was off the chart, and it's really not off the chart at all, so hopefully I can take care of it. I'm getting sick of the bubble algae. Got some more emerald crabs in there to eat it up, but I think my bubble algae problem could be because of this guy right here, which you guys all know, the baby cowfish, which has gotten a lot bigger. I'd say at least 2.5 inches in size. He loves the bubble algae. I mean, he will rip that stuff open all day long. Yeah, look at him. He's like, feed me, feed me. Literally, he follows me from end to end of the tank. No matter where I am, he's right there. And he runs around and destroys the bubble algae. And I'm assuming it's causing spores to go throughout the tank, and it's just gripping onto everything it can actually grip onto. But, let's do well, I don't know if that's the only problems I'm really having. I could probably go on for 8 years, but as for the SPSs, anybody that knows this tank, the whole top used to be covered with SPSs, all gone. But the only SPS I have left is, move out of the way there, buddy. If you can see right in the dead center, that is an orange Monty. It's struggling. It's coming back. I also have a little bit of It's either purple or orange digi. Right, where the hell's my finger? Right there is some purple some digitatas, and then right next to it, all that purple you see is my purple encrusting Montipora that I used to have, which is still here and there throughout the tank, but it's definitely not, you know, football size like it used to be. My Lantana Montipora, it's struggling with bubble algae, but there's very little left. If you look dead center, you can see some little polyps right there. Right in the center, some little polyps. There's a few more in the center, but for the most part, it's kind of just fell apart. New corals, I think I have one, and that is a flame red sponge. Or, sorry, not a sponge, mushroom. I think that's all that I've thrown in there for new corals. Oh, there's Scooter running around. Starting to dig some serious holes. I'm wondering if he's just hungry and wants to get at the little critters. Yeah, but everybody else is doing pretty well. I moved a few things around. Moved the clam over. Sold a bunch of corals. Flavia's doing well back there. You know, all my soft corals are obviously really hardy because they are just taking off. It doesn't matter what's happening with the system. The Glaxia still doing wonderful back there. That really bright part is some star polyps. We all know those. In this SPS here, I completely forget what it is. The base of it is still growing. It's still spreading, but there is no sweeper tentacles hanging out. You know, there's no polyp extension or whatever it is. There's none. That green digi that was on the back wall just covered with bubble algae. Now Zoid's taking off like crazy. Everything else is doing pretty well. I did add a new fish, maybe 2, maybe 3, not exactly sure, since the last video, but I put in it was a wrasse, a 6-line wrasse, hoping to eat the little bit of flatworms I see here and there. If it doesn't take care of the flatworms, I'll probably pick up a blue velvet nudibranch. And I know they only eat flatworms, so once the flatworms are gone, it's time to turn them back into the pet store. But other than that, you know, any questions, comments on this tank, you know, go ahead and jot them down. I'll answer them the best I can. As you can see, I've moved a few things around. The clams up now on the right. The kryptonite candy canes now over here. And just a few things. Moved around here and there just to make the tank look a little better. There's a little side view of the tank. No fish death, nothing like that. I'm still pretty happy with the system. Wasn't happy to lose all my SPS, but I guess, you know, my first crash in 3 years, I can't complain. Alright, let's go look at the Red Sea Max 130. I just went ahead and put new lights in it yesterday, actually. I change the lights in this tank every 6 months just to keep it going. Nothing new has been added to this tank at all, other than pulling different things out. You guys all remember the rose split. Both pieces are doing fine. All the anemones are doing fine and loving it. We have a little bit of hair algae still right in this area, but in the last month and a half, 2 months since I've been changing the ChemiPure often, it has started to die down. And yesterday I noticed My wife likes to refer to them as the Boston anemones because we picked them up in Boston last year. Everybody that knows this tank knows that this one and this one split a few months ago. Well, yesterday, this little guy here decided to split again. So we now have 3 of these. Gosh, I mean, they're not bubble tips, that's for sure. It's some type of anemone, and it doesn't like the sand, it loves the rock. And the color is just phenomenal. I mean, to me it reminds me of a torch coral with the green tips. But, you know, it's an anemone, that's all I know. And it loves to split. I've only seen one store, and that was in Boston, that had them. And he had like 40 in one tank. It's weird because it doesn't grow big. I've never seen a big one. They always split, you know, once they get the size of 2 inches, boom, they split. So we have 3 of those sitting in this tank now. Tank's doing well, can't complain. All the fish are still in there, no fish death at all. Everybody seems to be fine, no babies. The maroon and black clowns are getting along a lot better. Now they fight time to time. Maroon clown, you can't even put your hand in the tank or you're going to come out bleeding. He literally will shred your skin open. He's probably a good 4 to 5 inches in size now. But that right there is the Red C-Max 130. And it has been converted to a 130D. It has all the options that the 130D has. Well, 12 minutes looks like long enough. Hopefully you guys actually stayed with me. Peace.